What's going on in the streaming space currently?
There's definitely some shifting going on. Things are always changing in the streaming space. We provide updates regularly on the state of streaming to help you stay ahead of those changes.
Yeah, and to help you get the shows and sports you want for the best price possible. In this video, we're going to look at 5 important trends happening in streaming that you want to watch out for the rest of 2022, starting with what's going on with Netflix.
There's a lot going on at Netflix right now, and a lot of it isn't good. At the end of April, the streaming giant announced it lost subscribers in the first quarter of 2022, which was the first time that has happened in a decade.
Yeah, and a new report from Sensor Tower shows that Netflix is losing ground to HBO Max and Disney+. While the reports show that overall streaming video usage continues to grow, the mobile video streaming space is also more crowded than ever. Although Netflix still leads the space with 39% of the market share, Hulu and Disney Plus are closing in at 18% and 17%, respectively. HBO Max has 10%.
Yeah, and another issue Netflix is facing beyond fewer subscribers is less content. Its movie library is down 35% from what it had been in 2015. The number of licensed films on Netflix right now is down 55% from just last year.
So if it's felt like there are fewer movie choices on Netflix lately, that's because there are. The shrinkage is due to largely companies taking back their popular titles as they launch their own streaming services.
HBO Max, Peacock, Disney Plus, and Paramount Plus have all taken movies and series that they were licensing to Netflix back and put them on their own streaming platforms.
While this makes things worse for Netflix, we think it also makes things worse for streamers because it makes it more difficult to get everything you want in one or two services. Increasingly, getting access to all your favorite shows requires signing up for multiple streaming services.
Yeah, and speaking of signing up for streaming services, there's chatter that Netflix is considering a crackdown on password sharing around the world to force more people to sign up for their own Netflix account.
It recently ran a test in Latin America where it allowed users to pay an extra $3 a month to share their subscriptions with people outside of their household. Netflix may want to extend that test to other markets, but it remains to be seen if people that currently share subscriptions will be willing to pay up to get Netflix for themselves. One survey done by Illuma found that if Netflix did that, it could see up to 13% of subscribers cancel their accounts.
But it's not all doom and gloom for Netflix. It extended its deal with Universal, bringing the Shrek series and other DreamWorks titles to its platform. Several new films that will be available exclusively on Peacock and then will be available on Netflix 4 months later. And Netflix is producing more original content, which we think is going to be the key to its survival. It's also trying to organize its content better, making it easier for people to find something they want to watch with new content hubs that will display along the left menu.
And now we have word that Netflix will introduce an ad-supported plan by the end of this year, 2022. This is not surprising to us, as we felt for some time that an ad-supported plan would arrive sooner rather than later, as they speculated on. The New York Times is reporting that Netflix told employees it plans to introduce the ad tier in the last 3 months of the year. The timing is not surprising either because Netflix is facing 2 big problems: content and price. As competitors offer lower price streaming plans and pull content off of Netflix, the streaming giant has to keep up.
And really, why not offer an ad plan? If you don't mind ads and you can get Netflix for, say, $5 a month, then why not save the money? And this shows a larger shift within the streaming space of a move toward ad-supported plans.
Yeah, HBO Max already has an ad-supported plan, and Disney Plus announced it will introduce a lower-priced ad-supported plan as well. So why are streaming services doing this? Well, it exposes their platform to more people, which allows them to make more money. Hulu, which is largely owned by Disney and which has included an ad-supported platform since its inception, is now in nearly half of all connected TV households.
Yeah, the model works. That's why Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus, and Peacock all have ad-supported plans. A Future of TV report shows that 44% of U.S. streamers watch content with ads, while only 33% watch content without ads. It also found that 64% of cord-cutters don't want to spend more than $30 per month on streaming services. That means ad-supported plans are likely going to be part of the equation streamers use to keep costs down.
Some analysts think Netflix getting into ads could change the entire streaming ecosystem, including how ads are delivered. Instead of traditional 30 and 60-second spots, it could opt for a curated experience with more interactive ads based on what people watch.
Now moving on to a third streaming trend, let's talk about what's going on with the HBO Max Discovery Plus merger and what streamers subscribed to those services can expect in the months ahead. First of all, let's note that people are excited about HBO Max. It led all streaming services in the number of app downloads during the first quarter of 2022. People are drawn to its original content and strong movie offering, even if that offering no longer includes new Warner Brothers theatrical releases.
Yeah, and with its merger with Discovery Plus concluded, it now has unscripted content to add to its arsenal. But will it keep everything on its combined platforms? Reports indicate cuts are coming to content soon. The two services have a combined 100 million subscribers, which gives them a lot of clout. Warner Brothers Discovery President and CEO David Zaslav and CFO Gunnar Wiedenfels said on a call with analysts that they will be looking for ways to save money through strategic cuts and more efficient management.
The first big cut came with the axing of CNN Plus, a streaming service that lasted all of about several weeks. Its 4-year budget was $1 billion, which Zaslav decided was too much. And it's hard to argue with him. The service never seemed to find an identity or an audience. And it leads you to wonder what other content properties on Discovery Plus could be axed as the services continue to come together.
It looks like anything not making money could be on the chopping block. The execs aren't being specific about what could be cut, but it's more likely to see changes on the HBO Max side of the equation than the Discovery Plus side.
Yeah, and one of those changes could be around live sports, which is our next streaming trend. Discovery actually owns the rights to broadcast the Olympics in Europe through 2024, and HBO Max has live streaming rights for the NHL, but isn't exercising them yet.
And U.S. men's and women's soccer games, including Champions League games, will be on HBO Max. Granted, it's not the NFL, but it's pretty big for soccer fans.
And since Turner is one of the linear homes for the NBA, MLB, NHL, and NCAA men's basketball tournament, it's possible that games from those sports could find their way to HBO Max Discovery Plus at some point.
Yeah, and the Black Friday NFL game could be making its way to Amazon Prime by 2023 at the latest. Airing an NFL game on Black Friday would open all sorts of ad tie-ins for the retail giant and could make it one of the most profitable shopping days in history.
And ESPN Plus just announced that it will air its first ever exclusive NFL game when it shows the contest between the Broncos and Jaguars on October 30th. That game will be played in London.
And Netflix could become the streaming home for NFL films. While it doesn't seem interested in live games right now, having a library of content for NFL films would be a pretty nice addition. Now let's move on to our fifth and final streaming trend to cover here today, movies and streaming services. As we said at the beginning of this video, Netflix has lost a lot of movies to other streaming services. So let's take a look at what's happening with movies on streaming services.
AMC Plus announced that it will stream IFC films immediately after they release in the theaters. We did a review of the service recently, landing on it not really being worth the cost unless you're a fan of very particular titles on it. But if you like IFC films, this could sweeten the deal and make AMC Plus subscription worth the cost to you. It's also going to be getting movies from other AMC Networks owned studios, including IFC Midnight, RLJE Films, and Shudder.
Another streaming service angling to show new movies is Paramount Plus, which makes sense since it's backed by a major movie studio. Take Sonic 2 as an example. After releasing in theaters on April 8th, it was due to move directly to Paramount Plus 6 weeks later. It could be the beginning of a content model the streaming service pushes to ramp up subscriber growth.
Yeah, and Roku Channel reached a deal with Lionsgate to be the exclusive streaming partner for its theatrical releases. The free ad-supported on-demand channel will receive an influx of new movies after they run on Starz and before they air in other places. Some of the titles in the deal are The Expendables, Borderlands, and Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
It's a great move for streamers because it provides free access to quality content, and we love that. What we aren't excited about is the move for streaming services to lock the content they own behind their paywalls. As we said earlier, the larger shift in the streaming space is a move towards siloing content in separate streaming services, making it harder for us to get everything we want. We're either going to have to pay more and deal with the inconvenience of multiple services, or give up some of the shows we love to watch.
Yeah, in the months and years ahead, it will be more important than ever to have a streaming budget and develop a plan for how to best spend those dollars to get access to as much of what you want to watch as possible. Well, that does it for this streaming review. What trends are you watching? What concerns or interests you the most about the streaming space right now? Do you think that Amazon will get one of the Black Friday NFL games? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our latest news and reviews when they drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.